is... Oh, looks like there we go. Can we go game? Oh, hello.
요즘 가장 분위기 좋은 테라 임진모를 깼어요.
네. 근데 사실 이 변현재 선수의 어떤 색깔 자체는 저그 전에 더 뛰어난 플레이를 많이 보였죠.
Oh god, we're already in the game. You know what? I think it's fine. The game just started. I hope nobody minds that we missed the probe slit. And there's obviously no like 4-pool or anything, so just gonna leave this. Anyway, we are on the winners match. Larva versus Mini. So another ZVP. Now hopefully Mini can put up a better fight than Jangby did. Well, maybe I should be fair. Jangby did put up quite a good fight in the second game at least. He came back from a ridiculous situation, which was on this map in fact. Ooh, is that a 9-pool? Ooh, ooh. Oh, I should probably change the overlay. Larva is in fact not Terran. So we got the probe guy going to the top left, and he's probably going to go down to the bottom left and see his opponent, while Mini also sends a second probe out down to the bottom right. Very, very standard. Now this is going to be very interesting. So cross map obviously means that the lings are going to take a little bit longer to get there, but it also means that the lings are almost certainly going to run straight to his base, especially since he should figure out from this probe scout timing that they are in fact cross positions. You know, this could potentially be the second probe, and Mini could have spawned top left, but the overload's going to confirm that that's not the case, which means that this was the first probe, and they're cross spawns. He is sending a drone out to check, but I think in almost all situations, this timing would mean that your opponent is cross map. So yeah, Mini's going to have to build 2 cannons, probably, before his Nexus. But he's going to try and delay this probe as much as possible. Yep, there we go, 2 cannons. Ooh, but he doesn't quite delay the drone very much, but it delayed a little bit. So 2 cannons, Nexus, then Gateway, all that good jazz. There's no gas for Larva, so he's not going super crazy with like speedlings or anything. Oh, are we going to cannon rush? Oh, are we? No, we're not. It would have been fun though. It probably would have been bad because it's a 9-pool. Can't really cannon rush it, but it would have been funny. So he's gonna poke around here. Yeah, they can't do anything. Yeah, there's 2 cannons. Don't even try. Don't even pretend like you can do something. How silly would I have looked if the lings just ran straight past and into the main right there? That would have been pretty funny. I totally set myself up for it too. Anyway, probe guy is actually hiding in the main. I really hope Larva forgets about this probe and the probe just makes a gateway here later on and he just like builds DTs from it. Oh, I love doing that to Zergs. It is so funny. I don't know how it happens, but somehow every now and then they'll just forget there's a probe in their main and you just build stuff, build DTs there, and it is the most glorious feeling in the world. Ah, it's so good. It's also pretty funny when you do it like against Protoss too. Oh god, oh shit, no! 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 I said this wasn't possible! Why? Okay, it's okay, so it's 1 ling. Okay, we're good. You see? It's only 1 ling. See, it's fine. It's fine, we're fine. This king, or this ling will kill no probes. I believe. No probes. Alright, Mini, don't let me down. Micro your probes. Oh man. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. It's almost 10 PM here, and I've been up since like 5 AM. So I'm going a little bit crazy. This is good though. It's good. It's like drunken casting, you know? I think they did a study on that actually, like some psychological study where if you're like really tired and sleep deprived, your brain works in the same way that is if you're drunken. Oh, he lost a probe! No! Come on, man! Seriously? It's caster curse. It's caster curse. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, alright, you know what? Fine. He's not gonna lose a second probe. Okay, wow. I was like shitting myself there with the lings attacking. I was like, oh my god. Please, for the love of God, do not kill a second probe. Wow, he's actually very crucially also going to see additional Zerglings being morphed. So he's going to be a little bit careful now and block that thing. I mean, it's partly in response to the Zealots that are moving out. But typically, once your zealots die, like they do right here, you have to be very, very careful of the ling counterattack. Oh man, this is quite a waste of 2 zealots. If these 2 zealots had stuck together, they probably could have killed those 6 lings, but now they're just gonna die. Oh man. By the way, note that this is a best of 1. Whoever wins this one game will advance from the group 2-0. Oh, looks like we have slightly better engagement for the Protoss until the ling reinforcements. In which case, they are all dead. Man, Larva makes a lot of lings early game. Sort of worked out for him so far, at least. And he's made some drones now, and he's got a Spire. I don't think he quite has enough lings anymore to actually poke in the front. But he did kill, like, what, 5 zealots already in this game? Which is really painful for Mini, especially if Mini was going to try and do something like Sayle speedlob mid-game. I don't know if it's even possible anymore. Oh wait, he's actually got a second gateway completed fairly early in his natural, the back of his natural. That's why he's able to pump out so many zealots. I was a little bit surprised actually that he had so many zealots this early, but I guess that makes sense now. So that's why he's actually forcing Larva to make so many Zerglings. So now this is actually making a lot more sense. Why Larva was invested in so many speedlings here. I think Larva is still definitely getting the better of Mini there. Because that early second gateway, you can see is like a semi-hidden second gateway. And it's actually being followed up by 2-star. Oh wow, that would have been so good. He can still do it. I don't think he actually realizes. I think he's giving Mini a bit too much credit there. But he totally could have run into the main. That would have been glorious. I think he probably just would have instantly won the game. Although having said that, he kind of did that against Jangbi and still didn't win the game. So hey, who knows? But yeah, this is actually a pretty funny transition here to go for 2-star. So you kind of end up in the same situation, or not same situation, but kind of a similar mid-game style to what we saw previously, where you just have mass Corsairs and Speedlots roaming on the map. But obviously, the way you get there is a little bit different. You start off with a lot more Zealot harass, and then you follow up. You recuperate the Corsair count just by going 2-star gate, and it's really obnoxious for the Zerg to deal with. It'd be obviously a lot more effective if you had actually the +1 attack here for these Zealots, which they don't have yet, which is why they're still kind of not doing so great against the Zerglings. But you know, Larva seeing all these Zealots might be tempted to go Mutas or something like that, but he's gonna get hit in the face by 2 Stargate Corsair, and there's a Robo here as well. It's gonna be some Corsair Rever action. It's going to be very, very exciting. Actually, Larva's gone for the bottom right base. So instead of going for Mutas, he might just be going a little bit turtle mode here, like we saw he did against Jangbi, and just play a little bit more defensive. But this is going to be very interesting because you see the air distance between Jangbi's natural and Larva's third base at the bottom right is super duper short. So Sayle Reaver is going to have a really easy time walking over there. Or I guess flying over there in the shuttle and doing some damage. Looks like some Zealots moving down there once again. I'm a little bit surprised they don't have speed. I guess he must have saved the gas from the Citadel and the speed upgrade to go 2-star gate and get the Reavers. But still, if you're gonna make this many Zealots, we really hope he's getting the upgrades now at least. I mean, that has been so many Zealots. And there is the support bait, and he's trapped the probe at the back of the main minerals, obviously, to stack those Corsairs. So here we go. Now, let's see how good Larva's anti-Reaver defense is. It looks like the first Reaver is on the way right now in the shuttle. Where is it going to go? It looks like it's actually not going down to the bottom right. It's going to skirt around the Overlord and Scourge Vision and follow a big wave of Corsairs. Looks like he might just go straight into the main. There's actually two Spore Colonies here, but that's not going to protect the bottom right main base right there. There's a second hatchery being made, and oh my god, it's actually empty! I was a bit surprised that the Reaver could be out so early, and it looks like it's not out that early. It's because it's an empty shuttle going to elevator the Zealots down to the bottom right. Wow, but he needs to keep the shuttle safe. He needs to keep the shuttle safe. The shuttle must be safe. It looks like the Scourge don't see it. They see it now. They see it now, but it's too late. Looks like only 2 of the 4 Zealots in the second wave unload, but that is still 6 Zealots in that bottom right main base. That has no Sunkens defending. Only Zerglings. Do the Zealots have +1? They don't have +1 yet, but there's not that many Zerglings left. Larva was relying on the SimCity to defend himself, but looks like the Zealots are taking things down here, and a hidden base at the top left main for Mini at the same time as he's killing the Zerg's 4th base here. I don't know what Larva's going to do. He's sending in a lot of speedlings over to save it, but are they going to be in time? I'm not sure. That is 6 Zealots. That is still quite a few Zealots, and still the Corsairs are marauding around Looks like with the help of the drones, the Zerglings are gonna be able to clean it up. Yes, they are gonna be able to clean it up, but here come the Corsairs, gonna get a few more Overlord kills. I'm wondering where the Reaver is. The Reaver should be out soon, if not already. Where are the Reavers? We need the Reavers, but I love that hidden base, by the way, the top left. I mean, look at this. Very little map vision, actually, for Larva. Doesn't want to spread the Overlords out yet because there are lots of Corsairs marauding around the map, and he hasn't even thought about, you know, using a Zergling to check these bases yet. Just wouldn't occur to him that there's a hidden base here. And here we go. Now this must be the Reaver in it. Here we go. Looks like the Reaver's going to drop. The drones are going to try and run away, but 3 of the drones snapped by the first Garrett. But the huge Zergling wave running in the front. I don't know what they're possibly hoping to accomplish there. Oh man, I mean, they did go in when there was not a second Reaver just yet, but they needed to be hydras at least to do anything. You know, the lings, what are the lings gonna do there? There's a wall there. Oh no, the drones went back! The drones were running away and they went back. Oh my god, it looks like there's even 2 zealots still here, but oh, he's gotta be careful because the hydras are out. There's only the 1 Reaver, he needs to run away. He does have speed for the shuttle now, it seems. So he is gonna be able to escape. Oh, he might drop here and shoot the drones! No, he's not gonna risk it. It's not worth it just for those small handful of drones. And look at this. He started mining gas from that base already. There's like 1 million Zerglings here. I don't know why Larva just only makes Zerglings. That is not generally the way to victory unless you're gonna be Peruvian and just bust him in the beginning of the game. Come on, Larva. I mean, your Zergling shenanigans were cool against Jangvi, but you can't only be doing that, man. Especially against a guy who's going Sayle Rever, who's gonna be fairly defensive at the front. Well, I say that, and Mini kind of throws away a whole bunch of units, zealots there. Nice reaction, pulling those drones, but there are 2 Reavers now. They could even just kill this hatchery. That's a pretty hard position to attack into for the hydras. He's trying to run in. Oh, he's going after the shuttle. The shuttle's way too far forward. That was a big mistake here. He could actually potentially lose the Reavers now, depending on the micro. Oh man, this is really, really bad. He looks like he saves 1 Reaver there. That went a lot worse than it should have for Mini, I think. He let the shuttle drift downwards into the hydras. That was quite unfortunate there, or I guess just a micro error. But you know, if you do just leave an air unit alone, it'll start to drift in like a random direction depending on which way it's facing, I think. So gotta be aware of that. Like if you notice the Corsairs right now are sort of drifting apart. So I don't know if that was he accidentally moved it too far down, or he just stopped microing it and it just drifted down by itself. But either way, not ideal. At least he kept the Reaver and the shuttle alive. I thought for sure he'd just lose the shuttle and have his Reaver stranded there and die. But oh, it's been spotted. The hidden base is spotted, I think. Larva was getting a little bit suspicious about how late Mini's mineral only was being taken, and he does see the hidden base now. Not too much he can do about it though, because Mini's pressuring his 3rd base here at the bottom right. Larva running in with some hydras. There are a good number of speedlots protecting these Reavers. 1 Reaver is going to fall, and the shuttle falls as well straight away, but a lot of hydras have fallen. But there goes the 2nd Reaver. Only speedlots left, and Mini's going to be forced back. But this could be quite problematic, not only because Mini has lost these Reavers and is much more limited in his harassment and attacking capabilities, but now his top left base is very exposed. The only reason that was staying alive in the beginning was because it was not scouted, and even when it was scouted, the only reason it was alive was because Mini was attacking and Larva didn't have the units to send over there yet, but now he's got plenty of units to send over there. So Mini's hidden base there is probably going to fall. Although actually, it looks like Larva's not actually committing the hydras there yet. There are a couple of cannons, so it's not like he can just send a couple of Zerglings to take it out. Ooh, nice snipe there on that High Templar. It looks like he just popped out of that front gateway and didn't make it back inside in time. But there we go. Finally, the Hydra's moving over to take that down. Just a control group of Hydras is plenty to take down these cannons. And Mini is trying to figure out what to do. His Corsairs are still marauding around. I don't see another Reaver. He's getting his mineral only, though. He knows his space is forfeit. He's going to fight with these probes. I mean, he's not really going to save this. He should probably just, transfer them back and try and save as many as he can. Most likely would be able to get a good number out there since the Hydras are busy attacking the cannons. But it looks like he's just going to hide at the top left there behind a couple more cannons. So, well, I guess that's one way to do it. And looks like now they're probably going to run away. Oh man, why are these Reavers at the front? They should not be at the front. They should be at the back. Or in the middle, but definitely not at the front. Alright, he's pulled them back.
오히려 상대 병력이 나왔을 때
Man, I really wish he would do like a DT drop follow-up here. See, one thing you see Revering players do is after the initial Rever drop finishes, they'll actually go in for a follow-up drop with DTs instead of Revers, because obviously it just becomes kind of a Sayle DT combo in the main instead of a Sayle Rever combo, and that's just as effective. But here we go. What is this going to be? Reavers, High Templars, Zealots, DTs, something? Dropping a... It's gotta be... Oh, it's gonna be Storms! Storm! Oh, it's pretty good. Oh, and he had 4 Storms as well, so he gets basically all the drones, but the Menor only is under attack. The Hydra's attacking down the low ground. The Reaver's there, but again, it's a little bit too far forward. It looks like the Hydras don't quite snipe it down. It gets one crucial big Scarab off, and it looks like the ground army now is going to be enough to hold. Of course, even when you go Sayle Reaver, you have to have a mind to eventually transitioning into a normal Protoss mid-game army anyway. You can sprinkle a couple of Reavers into that mid-game army if you want, but generally you have to just have the normal Zealot Goon Templar composition. And it looks like this shuttle is going in here again, but gonna get warded away by the Hydralisk. I don't know what's in there. We already saw 2 High Templars drop. It could be another 2 High Templars, it could be 2 DTs, it could still be a Reaver. It's a lot of possibilities here for this drop. All of those are effective in their own way. It just depends on what he wants to do. In the meantime, Mini taking advantage of the map architecture to try and take a fairly safe 4th base here, the 12 o'clock. He's going to need it too, because this base is minute only, and gas is really a limiting resource here when you're playing a long PvZ. And looks like shuttle. Is he going back? He's going to not go back, or not go in. Alright, so the main Protoss army is moving out now. Seems that he has had enough of the harassment, or rather just for the time being. 1-0 is done for the Hydras. It looks like 2-0 is done for the Protoss, so small upgrade advantage there. Meanwhile, though, some Lings looks like are going into the 12 o'clock. Yes, going to deny that. Larva, you know, whatever else he does well or poorly, he definitely is really on the ball with the constant Ling backstabs. It's really frustrating to play against as the Protoss player. The problem is, if you can't convert that into the win overall, if you can't capitalize in the main engagement, it still doesn't really mean anything in the end. So here we go. This is going to try and catch some reinforcements. Oh, and here we go again. Once again, a lot of High Templar. Although this time it's Mini. I think it was Jangdi who had way too many High Templar in the first game. And here we go. Mini, can he use all High Templar? He's going in for a drop in the main base as well at the same time. It looks like Mini's main army is getting completely caught out. He's having to run away here. I don't even know what he dropped here. It doesn't look like he's dropped anything, and his main army is in tatters. Okay, it looks like it was actually a second storm drop. He is going to get a lot of the drones here in the main base and get away. But he suffered a pretty crushing defeat here on the main map. Now, I think he'll still keep the 3rd base safe because he still's got a lot of High Templar. He can walk over here and storm the incoming units. That was definitely not how he wanted the first engagement to go. And here we go. He's going to use a lot of these storms pretty nicely. And that should be completely fine. So he is going to hold the space for now. And it looks like he might even be taking the 3 o'clock. That's actually pretty ballsy. That's a little bit harder to hold than the 12 in terms of it's a little bit more open and accessible from the middle of the map. However, if Mini commits his main army to pressuring the bottom right base, then that 3 o'clock base will naturally be defended. But it looks like, unfortunately for him, that's just going to get denied straight away here before any of that can come into play. Larva really on the ball with the expansion denial. And woo, okay. Looks like, oh, we might have another engagement here, though. Looks like some of those Hydras might actually get stuck. And we have another storm drop in the back of the natural. There's storms somewhere. Alright, there's storms here first. Storms on the Hydras. Oh, that's a bit of a whiff. And the Hydras are actually coming out the backside. They should be stormed as they run up the ramp. Oh, that bottom one's a good one. Oh, that's also a good one. Oh, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And it looks like the storm drop also completed at the back of the natural, going to kill some of the drones, although it looks like a lot of the drones actually managed to run away here, so not as successful as I initially assumed. But wow, very good game here from both players. Larva really on the ball with the backstabs, and Mini really on the ball with the drops. I'm not even sure who's ahead. Mini looks like he's now once again taking his 3 o'clock base. Going to take this base again because it allows him to also use that as a springboard for his main army to go pressure the bottom right. while defending it. But that, of course, relies on his main army staying alive and not having to retreat to his natural again, because then the 3 o'clock base will be forfeit. But it looks like he does have enough units here. Larva, for some reason, refusing to take up higher. He's actually gone to Hive, but we've still only seen Hydra Link from him the entire game. I have not seen a single Lurker or Mutalisk this whole game here. It looks like he might just be saving all of his gas for the late game for just Ultralisks, I guess. I mean, he must have a lot of gas banked, because Hydras and Lings do not take very much gas at all. You know, he doesn't seem to really have been spent any of the gas on anything. He's not even mining the bottom right main gas. I mean, you know, he's got to have a really mega awesome late game plan. And you know what? That makes me very scared as a Protoss player if the Zerg is saving a lot of his gas like that. Because if he suddenly comes out with 1,000,000 Ultralisks and you haven't really been saving, or you don't have enough Archons or Reavers to deal with that, that is really, really, really tough. So, looks like the shuttle is coming down here once again. Going to continue with the Reaver harass. A little bit slow though, and good reactions from Larva. Going to minimize the damage this time. No support really for the shuttle, but it does have speed at least, so it's going to sort of get away, but oh, it's going to get intercepted here. Oh, maybe not. He's going around the north side. He's changing direction. Okay, there the Corsairs. I don't know why they weren't with the shuttle. Is he going to get away? He's going to chill here on the high ground bit. And looks like the 3 o'clock base has started mining, which is good, because I think the main and natural are both mined out now for Mini, so definitely need this base. And the main ground army is just going to chill outside the base to keep it safe while the shuttle goes around harassing. Ooh, looks like the shuttle though does get sniped off. The Reaver gets one last parting shot before getting taken out while the ground army comes down here to do some aggression. You know, it looks like another Reaver has actually popped down. So Mini continuing the Reaver production. It's actually quite interesting because I think one reason he's able to keep producing the shuttles and the Reavers is because he's not making any obs, because there's no lurkers. Like, Larva has actually given him a lot more production time to use on the robotics because he doesn't have to make observers to spot lurkers with. And this kind of big Hydra army, so going pure Hydra can actually be very, very effective in the mid game in ZVP. Especially if you have good Hydra control, it's very easy to split against it, or not very easy, but you can split against storms. You can run around with small groups and pick off High Templar and just, you know, get big flanks and things. And Hydras are very effective against Zealots and Dragoons. But the problem is, once you get to the really big engagements here, you know, we're approaching the late game. Once you get really huge engagements, it becomes increasingly difficult to storm dodge. Because you just have way too many units and they just end up getting clumps no matter what you do, and the storms becomes a lot more dangerous. And that's why you need to start adding beefier units like the lurkers, or just use, you know, mutas to snipe the High Templars. So getting to this late game, saving all the gas, is a risky endeavor, but if it pays off, if he just suddenly comes out with 1,000,000 ultras, that is going to be the icing on the cake. That'll, you know, we'll have to see whether Mini can deal with that, because in the meantime, he is kind of taking control of this game. You know, with that 3 o'clock, it's, you know, 4 bases against 4, although, you know, a couple of those bases might be mined out. And looks like the Corsairs and the shuttle still flying around here. Mini very much the one with map control. Larva actually getting close to mined out at his main is natural. I actually don't see an Ultralist Cavern, so I don't know what's going on. Has he just been losing too many units the whole game? Like, I've been saying he's been saving up for Ultralisks, but from what I can see, he just actually, despite getting a Hive, doesn't really have any additional tech. Did he just get Adrenal Glands for his Zerg things and that's it? That seems quite wasteful. At the very least, he should get some Defilers and Dark Swarm. I mean, I'm not really sure what Larva's doing with his gas and why he doesn't have more stuff. I mean, I guess the harassment's been more effective than I thought. Maybe he just hasn't drawn up very hard in the first place, but here we go. The Reaver's going to help Mini bust down the front. He's actually got 2 Reavers. Once again, he's again dropping them a little bit far forward, but this time they have the supporting units, and this time Larva doesn't even have a big area to maneuver in. He's just going to have to fight in this little choky area and get his Hydras mauled here, and I think this could be it for Larva. I thought he was saving up the whole game, but it looks like he just had suffered too many losses and was actually just restricted to mass Hydra because he couldn't afford anything else here. I gave him way too much credit and probably gave Mini way too little credit here, because Mini is crushing through here. Mini is looking like he's about to 2-0 this group. Larva doing one of his trademark backstabs here, but that little backstab is not going to save him. He's lost both bottom right bases, including all the drones there, and this base is going to survive for Mini. So Mini is going to to advance. And Larva GG's Mini 2-0s the group. Very, very interesting result here. Not one I would have predicted at all. You know, if anyone was going to 2-0, I thought it'd be Piano or possibly Jangbi somehow magically getting back on form.